itt ülünk most Alexával, aki az édesanyjával és a húgával tegnap érkezett meg Ukrajnából, helyesebben Románián keresztül Ukrajnából. Szegények 2 napot utaztak, és jó fáradtan estek be este hozzánk. Úgyhogy csak a reggelinél tudtam megkérdezni, hogy valójában honnan is jöttek, és mi is az ő történetük. És Alex úgy érzi, hogy nagyon szívesen elmondaná ezt a nyilvánosság számára is, mindazt, ami velük történik, és főleg, ami ott náluk Ukrajnában történik. Akkor most elkezdjük a beszélgetést. First of all, I'm very thankful that you will answer my questions. Okay. Where are you from exactly? Which town of Ukraine?
Okay, so once more in English maybe. My name is Alexa, I'm Ukrainian and I come from Kiev, it's the capital of Ukraine.
Yeah, we know that Kiev is the capital. That means that you live, or your family lives in the middle of Kiev.
Yes.
And this is, of course, one of the dangerous places in Ukraine these days. You started to tell me the story, the moment when you realized that the war broke out. How was it? What happened?
On 24th of, everything began a little bit earlier. I'm a medical student and I'm taking part in the international exchange for medical students. And the thing is that we were planning an exchange with the Spanish medical students in the end of February. Spanish girls had to come to Ukraine, in Kiev exactly, for 1 week, and we have to go an exchange in April in Spain. Yes, and everything was cancelled. Girls from Spain said that due to political situation in Ukraine, they won't come. And also, I was reading news about everything, and I understood political situation in Ukraine isn't really good, but no one ever expected the war to start. And I've prepared special things, documents, everything in one place, just in case. But no one had an idea that you will need to pack all your things in the 5 a.m. and go in the middle of nowhere because you're home, because you're in danger in your home.
So what was the moment? Because that was on the 24th of February when the war broke out. But where were you? How did you notice or realize what happened?
Okay, I remember that week. This week was quite funny for us. We Ukrainians dealing with the problems with humor. And I remember that week I was meeting with my friends and we were discussing all the political situations with the humor that nothing would ever happen, but we would like to meet each other and to live the day, if I can say so. And I remember on
you mean to enjoy life?
Yes. On 23rd of February, I was at work. I was working as medical nurse. And then I came home. I watched news about the escalation of the conflict on the Donbass. I went to sleep. And I woke up at 5 a.m. in the morning on 24th, hearing noises, some bomb or something. We are living near the railway station, so noises for us are quite usual. So I didn't react on this one, but then the noises started to go over and over. I used social nets in order to see if some information, some news. There were no news official, but I saw some in the group. Other people started to write that they are hearing the noise. And then I woke up my boyfriend. And then I just remember when I was calling my mom to say that the war is started and they have to pack my all things. First I just understood, okay, I have to call my parents, I have to call my friends, and I have to call my best friend. And I called them all, and we are packing our things. And the next thing I remember, when we were trying to escape Kiev, I was driving car in the huge traffic jam that was from Kiev city until Zhytomyr city.
You told me one sentence yesterday in this late evening that your parents decided that the family, the women of the family and your girl's sister should leave Kiev because it's so dangerous, but you wanted to stay. Was it a big fuss or debate between you and your parents?
There was a debate between me and parents. I want, as a medical worker, I see myself vital for to work, to communicate with people in this situation, to help people in this situation. But also I understand that I have to help myself and also help my family at first. It was hard for me to leave Kiev. We were living Kiev separately. My father went with my mother and my sister separately, and I was driving with my friends. And at first, I didn't want to leave Kiev. I said, come on, okay, we have some air attack, but it isn't serious. It's fine. It's completely fine. But then we saw the news that the one part of the Kiev was not bombed. I don't know the exact word.
Yeah, but it
was attacked. And then my friends decided to leave to the west part of Ukraine, and because I was the only driver, and not the only driver, because I was driver and I had a car, so
you took them.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And the parents went by themselves to the west of Ukraine.
Yes.
But they even left, and you left also, the whole country. You didn't stay in the west part only. You went to Romania. What was your aim? What did you decide where to go and why?
I want to stay the first thing I had to clear up that I didn't want to leave Ukraine. I didn't want to leave Kiev. I understand that it's really dangerous in Kiev now, and if I left it, I need to stay in a more peaceful place in order to in more peaceful place.
Just a moment. Yes.
Yeah, I can stay in more peaceful place and work. Maybe we can.
I can put something. Yeah, that's a good idea. Okay.
I can work in peaceful place and don't get my parents worried about me. But my mother and my father were really nervous about the war and about the future life of my sister. So
she's 10.
She's 10. She's 10. She is a young girl. She has faced COVID in the school when in Ukraine during the COVID situation every schools were closed and children were on distance learning. It's really bad for children because it's crucial for them to communicate, to be able to learn something, not on the distance learning, but see their friends, see the children, of course. And now there is war, and
so the life of the children now, I think, is the most tragic because they really don't have a life at all.
Maybe I think the children in Ukraine doesn't understand the situation because they are children. In most cases, they are flexible and they can go
Adjust
with
to the
yes,
situation.
yes. But the thing is, older people, adults understand that it isn't the normal life for the children. It isn't the normal environment where where the child can grow, can become a normal human with good education, uh, with morality and other things. So like, it's a problem.
But what we know is that the men had to stay home in Ukraine because they are not allowed to cross the borders. So
yes.
that happened to your boyfriend and to your father.
Yes, yes.
Are they in safe situation?
Yeah, like they're safe. They are staying in the west part of Ukraine with our friends. So they're. I think for my father it was really hard decision to say that his children have to go somewhere else, and like, yeah, we can contact every day, we can write, text each other, but really we don't know when it will end and when we will see each other again. Like, I want to leave my sister and my mother in a safe place and come to Ukraine and see my father and my boyfriend.
So that is your aim, to go back when your mother and sister are somewhere in Europe. Where do you want to place them, or where do you want to help them to find a good place for a longer time? Who knows?
I don't know. There are really many factors that affect this one. First of all, I want my sister to live normal children life, have to go to school, to have normal education. I want my mom not to worry about her, not to worry about me.
And her husband.
And yeah, but like, there are some exceptions where when man can leave the country, like when they are the only parent of the child, and other mom if they have disabilities.
So maybe your father can come over.
No,
he can't.
No, he can't. He will stay in Ukraine, and I think, like, in Ukraine there are several sites where you can help Ukraine, help for whole country to defend itself. Not only you have to go to the army and be a soldier. You can work as a hacker, as hack some sites. You can work for information campaign. You can work as a volunteer for medical help, for humanitarian help. So there are lots of ways to help a country. You don't need to take the weapon and fight. It's quite stupid if you are not if you don't know how to fight, how you can do this one. Because it isn't something really easy. It is something you have to learn, you have to understand, you have to be capable of. So
you told me in the morning that you are willing very much to help and to do something for your country. And you are very strict about it, that everything you can do, you should do. Can you tell me what are your concrete plans?
So when after the day we left Kiev, we were driving for almost 20 hours to the place where we are staying, where we stayed with our friends, like in safe place on the west part of Ukraine. And it was really hard road. And after this road, I had some sleep, and I understood that in Ukraine we don't have nice instructions about first medical aid and how to help in the critical bleeding, how to help in different situations if you have if you think that person has myocardial infarction or the child has high temperature. And in normal life you will call your doctor or you will call the ambulance and ask about what to do. And if you have something critical, you will call the ambulance will come and treat you. But
these are not normal times.
Yes,
Yeah, of
yes.
course.
The thing is that it isn't normal times, and we decided to make a bot in the Telegram, a bot that will give you instructions what to do if you have like different kind of conditions.
So it's an application in the telephone, or
it isn't the application. It's like you have application Telegram. It's for chatting, for messaging, and for calling. And there you can
inside the Telegram app. You find this both.
Yes, in Ukraine, Telegram is really popular. That's why we decided to use not to create another app, because it's not everyone can download it. Not everyone can like understand how to deal with it. So we decided to make a bot in the Telegram about this one.
I understand, but as we heard, there are places in Ukraine, and there are plans from the Russian side just to quit the internet. Did you hear about
in Ukraine?
it? Is it possible, do you think?
I don't think this. Like Ukrainian hackers, Ukrainian cyber security is really on high level, and there are lots of people in IT industry that want to help Ukraine to stand for the freedom, to stand for its Ukrainian defense. So I think it's more likely that Russia will end its internet.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
That's it first. So you want to make this plan for the whole country available?
Yes.
And you personally are going to help as well if somebody calls you up that he or she needs a doctor?
We didn't like. Now we are just we have already created this bot in Telegram. Now it's in Ukrainian. We want to translate it in English. Also, we don't want to add like a hotline to this bot, because it will demolish all the idea of the self-helping of the bot. But we are adding the telephone numbers and some links to the web where there are doctors who are online and who can help. Because also there is a problem that if you are making hotline for the ambulance, then you need to have prepared staff. You have to teach staff how to deal with it, and it's long time. And also, like I cannot. I know some people from Kiev, some doctors who can help, who are have enough experience for this one. But when you hire lots of staff, it's hard to.
Yeah, but you are such a young doctor who just finishes the university, so you are in your last grade, as far as I know.
Fifth grade.
Yeah, fifth grade.
Sixth grade will be the last, and after that I will start internship in Ukraine, hopefully.
But you told me that you already practiced as a doctor because of the COVID.
Yes, we had really hard situation in Ukraine with COVID. We had lots of people dying due to COVID, and it is really bad. It isn't bad. Like bad doesn't describe the situation that was during the COVID. People, doctors, nurses, everyone was devastated because this one, and there everyone needed help. Every country, I think, needed help during the COVID because no one was prepared for this one, and medical system of each country
Collapsed
was
in Ukraine as well, as in many places.
It's like it's okay. It isn't okay, but the thing is, you cannot prepare for things you don't know. Now we know that it can appear. You have to be prepared. The thing is, if you won't be prepared for the other pandemic in the future, it's it's a problem of the government. It's a problem of the doctors, hospital, because you have to be. It's a human life. You have to take care of it, and you have to understand the price of it.
Back to the war, which if you were living in Russia, you wouldn't be allowed to say this word. We talked about it, but of course this is a real war. How do you feel as a Ukrainian young woman towards those Russians who are stuck in Russia and who can't feel responsibility for what has happened and what happens right now?
It's hard to answer this question. It's really hard because in Ukraine there was several revolutions, like revolution in 2014, revolution in 2004, and during all the time Ukrainians are fighting with systems. They're fighting with corruption. They're fighting with
leaders.
Yes, there is there are volunteers. There are people who died due to their speeches, due to their thoughts, and the similar thing happening in Russia, but like in Ukraine in 2014 when
the Crimea was taken over.
It was long process. It was a really long process because I remember I was 13 years there at that time, and everything started because of European Union, and Ukraine wanted to join European Union. Yes, and not to just in there, but try to have some pluses with benefits of some political benefits, like maybe free visa for Ukrainians and other things. So the thing is that ex-president Yanukovych, he said that it won't happen, and then on the Maidan, on the central square, independent square of the Kiev, there was
huge
demonstration, and there were students. But they were young, like my age, and they were demonstrating that they don't agree, and the police at that time, they I'm not how to say this one. They kicked the students. They attacked them. It was
the politicians.
No. It's the students. The demonstration of the students. The police attacked
the police attacked them. Yes,
at that time. So there were people, there were students who were injured, not killed, but injured. After that, the parents of the students, old people, started to make the demonstration that they don't agree that if you're kicking our children, if you're kicking Ukraine out of the future for European Union, then we don't agree. And demonstration that was really peaceful started to be not peaceful at all. People were killed, people were shot. Ex-president of Ukraine, Viktor Yanukovych, went to the Rostov in Russia. So, but from that time, Ukrainians understood what they want. They want to join the future that is free, that is where children can learn, educate, where they can know, have freedom of speech for this one. So from 2014 until this time, lots of changes have were in Ukraine. And the same as in Russia, like there were lots of demonstrations about the politics of Putin, about his aim to be the president for not for 5 years, for 10 years, for 15 years.
Forever.
Yes, and there were demonstrations. But the thing is, not many people were going out, or the demonstrations weren't kicked as in Ukraine, and just people, every time they went out, less and less and less. And it came to the situation where Russians have a dictator that cancels freedom of speech, that cancels internet, like Facebook, Twitter, and other things. And they came to this one because it was a long process. It doesn't happen in one time. In Ukraine, lots of people, lots of good people, the best people of Ukraine, they have tried to make Ukraine better, and they died due to some processes, due to demonstrations, and due to police that attacked. And yeah, it's happening. It's life. It's politics. But if you don't do anything, then anything won't happen. Like no one gives you a chance to be free if you won't fight for your freedom.
That's right. So you want to fight for your
Yes,
freedom.
of course. It's like, it's my country. It's people. There live people that I love. That there live people that I want to protect.
Last question about your president, who I know that in the beginning you did not really accept very well,
Yes,
and
yes.
now you are really admiring him,
Yes.
as
Yes.
so many others.
Yes. It's like in Ukraine, it's also really hard with government, because there is lots of corruption, and politics is always dirty. Like you cannot say that every candidate is like clean. Yes.
But Zhirinovsky seems to be not only clean, but very brave.
It's hard for me because first on the elections I didn't vote for him. I had reasons for this one. The good thing about Ukraine that you can vote for your president. You can choose your president. We have democracy. If something happens like in Belarus about when the Alexander Lukashenko lose the president elections and Tikhanovskaya won this one. In Ukraine, doesn't happen. If this happens in Ukraine, there would be another Maidan, another demonstration,
Sure.
and we would fight for this one. This happened in 2004.
So anyways, you didn't vote for him.
Yeah, I didn't vote for him, and I didn't accept his team and him as the president. Like there were really nice politicians, really nice government there, who were trying to make Ukraine better, who were trying to make future for Ukrainians, for Ukrainian children, or this one. But from 24th of February, Zelensky is doing everything right. He's fighting for his children. He's fighting for all children of Ukraine. He's fighting for Ukrainians. He has really good team, and I believe that we will win because of him, because of his team, because of all Ukrainians and all other people who support Ukraine, who help Ukraine. So, yeah.
Alexa, I cross my fingers for you and for us as well, for the whole world. And I'm so thankful that you told everything.
Thanks.
And I want to hear about you, where you can aid now, where you will go and where you will end up. Okay?
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot.